Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pallavi. Now I will request participants to please put your questions in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Thank you, Dr. Pallavi, for this wonderful session. So many of my doubts are going to be clear now. Though you have mentioned that, but just to double sure it, nowadays what I can see, people what are doing is after getting vaccination, they are taking paracetamol or dolo without prescribed by the doctor. Is it a right approach or wrong?
So you are supposed to take paracetamol. Dolo is paracetamol itself. So Crocin and Dolo are two brand names of paracetamol. So so you might get some fever or body ache after the vaccination, and you have to take Dolo or Crocin or any form of paracetamol after. Don't take any other drug. There are few adverse reactions happening with other drugs. That's why everyone is stressing on paracetamol, which is the safest drug. No side effects or adverse reactions are happen. There can be because of some diclofenac or something like that. There are some reactions have been noted. So that's why it is stressed that use only paracetamol, and you can take it at an interval of 6 hours till all your side effects subside. So you can take it for 2 or 3 days if you are still getting the side effects, that is fever or body ache or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Tina Thapa. Her question is, her mother is suffering from comorbidities, that is very high diabetes and BP. Is it recommended to get her vaccinated?
Of course, she has to get vaccinated. In fact, people with comorbidities were first, the slot for people with comorbidities was opened up before everyone else. So people with comorbidities are at a higher risk of getting infected, as well as having a severe disease if they get infected. So obviously she has to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
Hope, Tina, you got your answer.
Pallavi ma'am, I have one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Are there any specific food items which one should avoid before and after vaccination?
No, there are no such guidelines. So you can have anything, just that you shouldn't go empty stomach. So if you're going empty stomach, you might get some, because of your empty stomach, you might, because of longer period of fasting, you might get some side effects. Otherwise, no, there's no restriction on certain foods or anything. You have something and go for the vaccine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pallavi, for the session, and thanks Rashi, Aparna. We are co-alumni, and great to see all you guys here arranging it for all of us. So thank you. I think this was a very productive session, and a lot of clarities are obtained by all of us. So Dr. Pallavi, I don't know whether you are aware or not, but our group has declared that we will be vaccinating all our employees across the group.
Okay,
And,
great.
this has initiated already in southern part of our manufacturing facility in Chennai. Well, we observed that during the vaccination drive, we have a lot of people from the shop floor, and we were trying to mobilize them, sensitize them to come and participate in this drive. But out of like 100, we could get some 85 people only.
Okay.
There are those people who are from the shop floors. Any specific suggestion from your side to engage them? If you have some tips for it, that's my first question.
Okay.
My second question is about this is a little hypothetical question where I'm placing the theory which is there in discussion about the Indian mutant. that this vaccination is for a particular mutant, and the virus changes its characteristics, and there is expected to have a new mutant in the coming time, hypothetically. So what is your take on this? My two questions for you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so your first question is that a few people are, again, as we said, as we saw in this presentation, they are hesitant for the vaccination. So you need to inform of all these things which I just told you. So basically they need to know that once you get vaccinated, so people actually ask the same question. If you still have to use the mask, you are not completely protected, then why take the vaccination? So first of all, you need to tell them that even if they do get the disease after vaccination, it is much, much milder. So the first of all, the mortality is reduced much to a great extent. So the person will not die for sure. So very few mortalities have been reported after vaccination. And that could be also due to probably before the person could get vaccinated, that time only he must have got the infection probably. So the mortality after vaccination is much less. So that is the first motivating factor, that you tell them that definitely if a family member or you yourself do get the infection, the mortality factor is ruled out. Secondly, again, now you can see if a person gets infected and needs oxygen or certain drugs which are now really scarce, so the family members have to rush about like mad, asking for the drugs and the oxygen and whatnot. There's a lot of this thing going on. So that will definitely reduce if you can manage the infection just sitting at home. So maybe 1 week you might have to take off, and then you get better. You don't need to go to any hospital. You just take consultation over phone. You can consult the doctor over phone, and you can recover at your own house without needing oxygen or higher drugs. Then that's a very good thing, isn't it? Which we can achieve with this vaccination. So these things need to be conveyed to them, so that this is how you can convince them. So this is evidence based. I'm not just talking just like that. So it has been proven that the mortality is less and the disease is much milder if it happens after the vaccination. So these are the two main factors you need to convey, and I think you will be able to convert most of them then. And your second question was against about the variants. So yes, there can be a mutant variant for which we are not getting the immunity from this vaccine. But like I said, anyways, you are still using the mask, you are still keeping social distancing, you are still following. So it's like earlier when there was no vaccine, you were doing this and still you were protecting yourself from whatever variants were there, mutants or variants which were there outside, right? So when you have one more weapon against this, use that, whatever, at least if by chance if you come across the same variant for which you have got vaccinated, you will be completely saved. Unfortunately, if you are not if it is a different mutant, you're still wearing your mask, so the chances of infection, you are still using COVID appropriate behavior, so your chances of infection anyways are less. And still, then again, you cannot stop everything. So obviously there is some chance of infection with a mutant, but then you have to take whatever chances you have otherwise, and face it.
All right.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, you did. You did. Thank you, Dr. Pallavi. Thank you, Aparna.
Thank you, Praveen, sir, for asking the question. We got some question in the chat box from Jagat Singh. So his question is there are symptoms of COVID, but the RT-PCR report is negative? In such case, should we go for second dose of vaccine or wait? If wait, how long we should wait?
So if you have not done the RT-PCR test after getting symptoms, you do need to consult your doctor to confirm whether this is actually COVID or not. So your doctor will definitely guide you whether you have to do the test or not, looking at the symptoms. and then only you should consider about the second dose, because anyways, if you are actually infected with the COVID, then you get a double what you say immunity. So you get the immunity after the COVID infection, as well as if when after you take the second dose after 3 months. So if you are already getting the immunity from the first infection, you need to confirm with your doctor. And definitely, if you are having COVID symptoms, you should do the RT-PCR test before going in for the second dose. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
So next question is,
is the answer clear, my friend who has asked this?
No, RT-PCR is done and RT-PCR report is negative, but the symptom.
I am Dr. Bimal Buch from IntelliHealth only. So I will rather further explain this. That suppose you have got symptoms, you have already taken first dose. Now it is time for second dose, and at this time you have got fever and cough and everything, and suspecting COVID, you got RT-PCR test done, and this RT-PCR is negative. Now you ask is that whether should you take second dose or should you wait?
Absolutely.
RT-PCR test can remain negative up to 5 days of infection. So if you have got it done much earlier in the disease process, that could be negative even if you are infected. One. Second thing is that RT-PCR is gold standard. If it is negative, even after 5 days of symptom, then there is nothing to worry about, and you have got some other viral infection or other cause of fever and cough and everything, and you safely go for it. But if that time has not passed, then it is preferred that you wait till the things develop, let 5 days pass and get RT-PCR again, and that's practically not feasible. So in that case, you will have to consult your doctor and let your doctor decide whether your symptoms are much related to COVID, or whether they are related to some other condition. If he can differentiate, then he will advise you that you can go for vaccine. If there is any doubt, it is better you wait. Considering yourself to be COVID positive, you better wait for 3 months and then go for the vaccine. And if that amounts to more than 6 months of time interval between two vaccines, then you start afresh.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Dr. Buch, our next question is from Prashant. Prashant is asking, as mentioned, the protection is for 8 to 10 months. What happens after 10 months? Will we have to take the vaccination again?
Yes, you will have to take booster dose. But by that time, we hope that our scientists will develop a one-shot or a one-course vaccine. And there are chances that with the development of newer vaccine, we might develop some immunity which even remains lifelong. In fact, many of the scientists are of the opinion that what we measure is antibodies for confirming that you still have some immunity against the disease or not. But there is another mechanism of memory cells which remember how to fight and will develop antibodies and the fighting material at the time of infection. Till then, there is nothing in your blood and that cannot be tested. And this is activated with the present vaccines only. This is what some of the scientists are feeling. And to their opinion, you may not require any vaccine even after 10 months or 1 year of vaccination, and no booster dose would be needed. But at present, we can't say anything. And in the present light, we say that you will have to take a booster dose after 1 year. let us wait till 1 year, and then the things will clear. It's only 6 months that the vaccination has started in world, so we are not in a position to tell exactly what's going to happen. Am I clear?
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Butch. Any other questions from your side? From the participants, any other questions? I hope it is very clear from our presentation. So let me take to the portion of the session. At IntelliHealth, we have developed an IVR, that is COVID IVR, and we right now we are working with Ekal Arogya, and we have started working in 25 states. So you can reach out to the helpline number. Let me share the screen. Hope my screen is visible to all. You can note down this number, that is 01141236457, where you can connect with the doctor and do the teleconsultation from your home.
Hi Aparna, thank you so much for this numbers. Just to my curiosity, is it what would be the commercial of that, or is it's free of cost?
It's free of cost. It's completely free of cost, and even you can circulate this number in your communities where you are working, so that people who are not going to a hospital for any other diseases also can connect with the doctor through this helpline number.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aparna.
Yeah, welcome. So thank you, Spark Minda team, for joining this session, and let's spread our let's aware people around us for vaccination, and let's fight COVID together.
Thank you, Aparna. And once again, on behalf of the entire Spark Minda team, I thank Aparna and team, especially Dr. Pallavi, Dr. Baruch, for taking out their valuable time. The session was really interesting, and we all had some or the other confusions regarding vaccination. So I'm sure everybody got it resolved, and I believe maximum of the questions were answered during the session. So thank you once again.
Rashi, one last request. I'll request everyone to switch on their camera, and request Samira, please, can you click the picture for us?
Yes. May I request everyone to switch on their cameras, please?
Prashant, can you switch on your camera?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Aparna, Rohit this side. One last question. The FAQ which you have presented in this slide, can we get those FAQs?
Sure. Let me consult with our training team, and then I'll get back to you regarding this.
Yeah, you may connect with Risha also in that, in case if you don't have my...
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
yes.
That's all from my side. And once again, thank you from Spark Minda.
Thank you, Praveen sir.
Nice,
it was good to see you after so long time.
Same here. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Aparna. I didn't know, I mean, that came as a coincidence to me that suddenly I saw Aparna, who is also Zavarian, and Rashi as well. So good to see you doing this noble job for the people in need. My blessings, good wishes to you. And to you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Great thanks from my side, from Spark Minda Group side. Thank you, Rashi, for connecting all of us. I think subsequently also we might require sessions in some different parts, maybe in West, also in South. So we'll keep reaching you, Aparna, for these purposes. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Praveen sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi, Dr. Butch, for giving your precious time during this COVID.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, Aparna.
Thank you once
Thank you,
again. Thank you, Rashi. Thank you for conducting this
Thank you.
session.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Now,